What's up, everybody? Nikki here, and welcome to our Warrior Babe Wednesday. And again, like we did last week, we're going to be doing it a little bit differently because I am hosting this live Q&A on my Nikki Stott Facebook page. So if you guys are tuning in from the Nikki Stott Facebook page, you guys are followers of mine, you're going to get a little bit of an insight like you did last week if you tuned in to how I do the Warrior Babe Wednesday live Q&A session. So welcome to you guys. I'm super excited to be here with you guys. Welcome to you, Warrior Babes. What's up, Warrior Babes? Excited to be here with you guys for our Wednesday live Q&A time together at 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. We're here in PA. We've got like 5 inches of snow outside so far. But anyway, as you guys are joining into this live session, comment and say, hey, what's up? Or give me the wave emoji. And plus, the more that you guys do comment underneath of this video right now, whether you're a Warrior Babe or you guys are tuning in from my Facebook page, the more that if you're inside the community, the Warrior Babes are going to be able to see that we're live, and they're going to be clicking on the video inside the community to watch this video. If you guys are tuning in from the Facebook page, the more that you guys comment, the more it's going to put it in front of other women who would be interested in watching this live Q&A video with me. Okay, so as you guys are joining, comment, say what's up. What's up, Yana? What's up, Jody? Hello. Hey, Allison. Awesome. Cool. So if you guys are tuning in, you're a follower of mine from Facebook, you're literally watching how I do my live Q&A with my Warrior Babe Revolution community. I do these every single Wednesday at 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. I come live to the Facebook group, and I'm also now hosting it to the Facebook page. So you're going to get a gist of how I do it with everybody, and feel free. This is open to anybody who wants to ask me questions about macros, about workouts, about mindset, about lifestyle. This is what I do every single week with the Warrior Babe community. So you guys are getting it in on this live Q&A. So take advantage of it. All right. What's up, everybody? Kate, what's up, babe? Hi, Anita. What's up, Emily? Jody, you're on it already. So yeah, if you guys are tuning in at a later date or time after this is done live with me here, do the hashtag replay. And then my girl, Kate, our community manager, will come into this live Q&A video after it's been recorded or live, and she'll leave a comment or post to any questions that were left unanswered. Okay, so make sure you guys do comment your questions. And if you want to start firing off your questions right now, we'll get started in just a few seconds. So you can start leaving your questions, which Jody is on top of it. She's somebody who really takes advantage of these weekly live Q&A sessions. So if you guys do have questions, comment where the comment thread is, and I will start firing off our Q&A session in just a few minutes. All right, first of all, to my community, to you Warrior Babes, I want to give a huge welcome to all of the new babes who have joined us this past week. You are part of a community of thousands of women who are getting toned and becoming stronger, more confident versions of themselves. I'm super excited that you guys are here and a part of this community. Warrior Babe is where strong is the new sexy. And let me tell you guys, you are a part of a community of thousands of women who not only are working towards the same similar goal as everybody is, but everyone's so supportive, so motivating, so inspiring, so uplifting. So it's so cool to be able to see how our community interacts and the way that everyone just picks each other up and pushes everybody towards the focal point, which is the goal, which is actually so important right now, especially too with everything that we're going through with COVID, coming together as a community like we do inside the Warrior Babe group, and encouraging everybody to stay the course, to focus on their goals, to hit their goals, to do the workouts, to do their macros. So that's what I love about our community so much. I love you, Warrior Babes. You all rock. So welcome to all the new babes who are a part of our group. All right. So if you guys do have a question, I see you guys firing it off in the comment section. So we're going to kick off this live Q&A right now. If you do have a question pertaining to macros, to workouts, to mindset, you need some tough love, some support along your journey, anything that you've got that you need clarification on, I'm happy to give you clarification. Remember, there's no silly or stupid question while you're here live with me on this Q&A, okay? I'm here to help you guys out and give you clarification on whatever it is that you guys do need moving forward. This is one of my favorite nights of the week to come live and hang out with you guys. And now the fact that we're doing it on the Facebook page and then bringing it into our community, so many more women get to hear the WarriorBabe message. So many more women get to be a part of the WarriorBabe journey. And hopefully after watching these live Q&As, they'll join us and they'll be actually inside of our Facebook group, focusing on the goals that we're all focusing on. So, all right, let's kick off this live Q&A. Jody, you're first up, babe. And if you guys have any questions, again, comment them in the comment section. I'll go in order as they're coming through. All right. So Jody, how do you know when it is time to move from a cut to a build? Yes. So this is so individual for every woman and person. So it's not a one answer fits all. It's very unique. You know, as you do go into a cut and you're decreasing in calories, you're doing more intensity with your workouts, you will hit a point with your body that either it's going to give you signals in terms of you're tired, you're fatigued, you're hungry, you're not sleeping enough, you're irritable, your period stops. Those are some signals that you could be getting from your period if you are too deep in a cut. And that's where I initially, for example, one of the babes that's in the Blueprint program had the period stop, had her monthly period stop. And I was like, all right, girl, like time to pull back, time to increase calories, bring it back up. And that's what we did. So listening to that signal, that's where I would recommend somebody turns it around and brings it on back up into maintenance. And then if your goal is to build, go into build. That's point A. Point B, or scenario B. So scenario A is listening to body signals. Scenario B is you've hit your goal. If you've hit your goal and you've decreased in the amount of body fat, decreased in the amount of weight, you're happy with the way your body looks, you feel amazing, that is where I would turn it around. That's where I would then bring it up into maintenance and start increasing your calories and watch how you feel so much better with energy and sleep and all of that jazz by just bringing up some calories a little bit, but your body is probably still going to maintain at that. The goal is to maintain at that weight that you've got down to. If you just want to maintain your weight. Now, if you're focusing on building muscle, then you're going to go up into a surplus. That's a different story. But so those are the two scenarios. Scenario A is listening to body signals. Scenario B is you've reached your goal. All right, another one, Jody. Supersets are often same body part. Example, chest press, then chest flies. I always thought this was not okay. I'm not sure it is okay since it's programmed that. I'm sure it is okay since it's programmed that way, but why? Just curious. Yeah, so it is okay. So this is why it is okay. Chest press is hitting a specific angle with your chest muscle. Chest fly is hitting a specific angle with your chest muscle, different than the chest press. So it's okay, those two go together. I mean, you're not going to superset chest press with chest press because that's just silly. It's the same movement. But by you just switching, you're doing a chest press this way, by you just switching your hands this way, you're hitting your muscle at a different angle. So that is okay. And that is the benefit of supersets. You think that you're fatiguing that muscle with that first exercise, but really you just switch the angle up a little bit more. And then you're fatiguing it even more by hitting it with that second exercise. Yana, let's say you have one arm stronger than the other. How do you work that? Both arms the same weight, one feeling easy, other being challenged, or challenge both arms, like a 20-pound for one arm or 25-pound for the other arm. Hope this makes sense. Yeah, that totally makes sense. I get the concept that you're asking. If you have, for instance, me, I'm going to use an example. I tore my ACL twice, so my left leg is a lot weaker. My quad muscle is a lot weaker than my right leg. So how I work with that imbalance, and you can do it with any body part at that point, upper body, lower body, same thing, same moral story. You're just going to work you're going to work the weaker leg at the weight that it can do. And then you're going to do that same exact weight on the stronger leg. So yes, that stronger leg's not going to be super challenged, but you're working it up. You're working the other weaker leg up to be as strong as the strong leg. Okay. So whatever your weaker body part can do that. Whatever's challenging to that weaker body part, do that. Okay. And then do that same weight on the stronger body part. Amanda, hey, Nikki, I'm a new Warrior Babe, first time on, just saying, hey. Nice. Awesome, Amanda. Welcome. And Jackie is pretty awesome too. Cool. Yeah. Jackie is our Blueprint community manager. So this is, you guys are watching my live Q&A for my Warrior Babe Revolution. The Blueprint is my way more in-depth program. There's more coaching available. I'm able to actually talk to you on the weekly Q&A calls, but yeah, so cool. That's awesome, babe. Welcome. And Kate is our community manager for the Blueprint, but welcome, Amanda. I'm happy that you're here. Melissa, hey there. What is a good example of a pre-workout meal idea? Carb and protein, please. Yeah, girl, I got tons. I got some, if you're doing pre-workout, you got rice cakes and a protein shake. You got some egg whites and a protein shake. I'm sorry, not egg whites and a protein shake. Those are both protein, but you can do egg whites with some rice cakes. You can do egg whites with some English muffins. You can do protein shakes with some carbs. Like what I like to do is like a Pop-Tart sometimes. Or if that's more on like the simple side, like simple carbohydrate is those rice cakes and those Pop-Tarts. If you want to do it a little bit more on the complex side, which you guys, like the difference between that is fast acting, longer digesting. So fast acting is a simple carbohydrate. You can have that 30 minutes out from your workout and go crush your workout. This is an instant release of energy and sugar. Or if you want more of a complex carbohydrate, you can do like oatmeal mixed with protein. Like literally, like I cook the oatmeal and then mix my protein powder in it, and it's freaking delicious. That's going to be a little bit of a longer sustaining energy for your entire workout. And usually you want to eat that about like an hour to like 90 minutes out from your workout. But there's some really good ideas. You can do fruit too as a simple carb and a protein shake before you hit the gym. Anita, when getting over sickness, what is the best way to start with workout wise? Lighter weights or light cardio, then walking, getting over COVID here? Yeah, so definitely wouldn't hit it hard with the cardio because your lung capacity is probably super weak right now. But if you are hitting the weights, I would only do weights. I wouldn't really necessarily do any cardio right now. So I would hit the weights at, a little bit of a lighter, kind of listen to your body, right? Like listen to the signals that you're getting from it. If like you're gasping for air after doing a couple sets, like take a little bit of a breather and then get back to it. But I mean, still challenge yourself for sure. But the best answer I can give you that is listen to your body and challenge yourself the most that you can. But you're probably going to find that, yes, you are doing lighter weight, and that's okay. I mean, it's challenging to you in the moment. So yeah. Sean, I recently watched one of your YouTube videos where you said during build to do rest between compound movements at 1 to 1.5 minutes and accessory sets to 45 seconds. Is that correct? I've been doing 1.5 minutes throughout the entire build workouts. Want to make sure I'm doing build right. Oh, I'm 50 years old. So yeah, I mean, again, when I usually speak on like social media or I speak on YouTube, I'm trying to speak to a broad audience of people. When you're inside of my programs, it's very, very unique. It's way more individualized. So if you're 50 plus years old, I do recommend like a 60 to 90 second break period in between, so that, you're not at that point where you've recovered entirely from the last set, but you're not putting your body under too much stress. So I would, if it's too much and like you're like, fully recovered after 1.5 minutes, then bring it down to just 60 seconds. But I wouldn't go any less than 60 seconds if you're 50 plus years old and if you're in my Blueprint program and you're doing the 50 plus workout, the strength workout. Joanne, what is the best way for a female over 50 to lose weight and get in shape that has limitations like arthritis and has a hard time adjusting to change, as in dieting? Well, Joanne, I mean, honestly, babe, what's your hard time? Is that just a story that you're telling yourself? Is that your programming? Is that your conditioning? Like, why is it hard? Like, that would be the first thing that I would specifically ask you. Like, are you making it hard, or what's so hard about it? I mean, anything that you do, like a new workout program, a new lifestyle is going to require change. Obviously, from where you are right now, you're not happy with where you are and you want to make that change. So you're going to have to go through that change. That's something that you just have to accept. Right. And I mean, my best recommendation is just to nail down your nutrition habits, to now nail down your consistency. I mean, you guys, like I said multiple times, it's not about, you have this goal that you want to hit. Yeah, sure. But it's about the systems that you got to put in place in order to get that result, to get that goal, right? Like you got to be consistent. You've got to put in the work. You've got to track your macros. You've got to sleep well, you've got to drink enough water. Like those are the systems that have got to be put into place in order to get you to that, to lose weight and to get in shape, right? That's the goal. Okay. But the systems that have to be put in place, you've got to change. You've got to make a lifestyle change. You've got to approach it with a different mindset, and you've got to fall in love with your journey. So, ask yourself, why is it making it hard? It's you. Get out of your own way and start making the necessary changes that you need to make. Jen, what's up? Good to see you live, Nikki. Thank you, babe. Kathleen, Philly in the house. Let's go. Yeah, baby. We I wonder how much snow you guys got. I mean, in the suburbs, we're probably around like 5-6 inches right now. So, okay, if you have bad shoulders that often hurt and easily fatigue, what do you recommend to do to get through the upper body workouts? Well, okay, stem to the root problem. Do you stretch? Do you warm up properly? Do you get them warm, or do you just go right immediately into your workout? Right? So, and stretching, I mean, stretching is going to be a big ordeal, and also warming them up and making sure that they are warm as you go into the actual movements of the exercise and of the workout, right? And another thing too, Kathleen, I mean, let's say maybe it's not necessarily the bad shoulders, but something is overpowering, like your traps are overpowering, or there's other muscle groups that may be overpowering the movement, and you're attributing to maybe they're fatiguing easily. So that'd be something where I would actually lower the weight. So for me, for instantly, like my traps overpower every single shoulder movement. And it's only until recently that I had to come to Jesus moment with myself. And I was like, Nikki, you got to do something about this, or your traps are just going to get bigger and bigger and bigger if you keep training this way continuously. That's how they've gotten so big up to this point. So I was like, all right, Nikki, come to Jesus moment, lower your weights. Lower the weights, Nikki. And so the other day, what I did and what I actually discussed with my VIP community, which VIP is one-on-one coaching. It's you have your own application, you work with the coach directly. And every week I go live with this community and I talk about a specific topic. And when I talked about, in correlation to the topic that I shared yesterday, which was around soreness, I talked about tempo, and I talked about like slowing down the movement. So that you actually are engaging the right portions of the muscle. And so what I was doing is like an explosive positive, and then coming back down, or I'm sorry, an explosive for shoulders, it's coming up, and you're doing the tempo of like 4 seconds up, and then coming back down like 2-second motion, 4 seconds up. So whenever the muscle is under tension, you want to put a little bit of a longer pause in that motion, a 4-second motion. And let me tell you guys, like you could do 5 pounds at just, I was doing shoulder presses. So I was doing explosives up with 2 seconds coming back down at 4 seconds. And I was just doing 15 pounds and I was so freaking sore. So moral of the answer to your question is, Kathleen, is, kind of get to the root problem. What is it? Is it you've got overpowered other muscle groups, or you're just not stretching and you're not warming up the muscle before you actually hit the exercise? Jennifer, in week 5, and I noticed my weight going up again and fat coming back on my stomach. I'm strict with going at it. Messed up 2 days last week, but I feel I'm gaining the fat back somehow. All right. So this is hard for me to approach in the revolution, right? When like I don't know your pictures, because what I experienced in my blueprint, my VIP, is I got women telling me this. I got you guys telling me this, and I look at your photos and I'm like, you guys are your own worst freaking enemies, right? Because I look at your photos and I'm like, guys, your photos look great. So like, there's so many variables that could come into play with you feeling a little bit more bloated, or like there's no like, or all that jazz. There could be things coming in. Did you get enough sleep? Did you get enough water? Were you consistent? Like, did you use a different food source? Is that time of the month? Like all this jazz. So it's hard for me to really, and plus it just sounds like that's not really a question. It's kind of making a statement, Jen. So it's hard for me to kind of approach that when like, I don't know your pictures. I don't know your stats, but typically when this happens, y'all are your own worst enemies, and there really is change. So plus week five, keep going. Like it's just week 5. Your body's still probably getting used to everything. It's adapting to it, adapting to the training, adapting to the macros, and it's only week 5, right? So keep going. Compound effect, you guys, compound effect. The work that you put in now, right now will lead up to the change in the result 6 months. Like what I say is like getting obsessed with your journey and falling in love with the process and accepting the fact. And I know this doesn't really have to do with your statement, Jen, but for everybody listening, fall in love with the process. It could be 6 months, it could be 12 months, it could be 18 months until you really get to that goal that you're hitting. You really get to that result that you're seeking, right? It's not going to happen in 3 weeks. It's not going to happen in 6 weeks. It's not going to happen in 7 weeks. Yes, you may see some slight change, but the big result is going to happen in 6 to 12 to 18 months. You got to stick to it. This is the only thing, and this is what I hear so many women say too in the WarriorBabe community, now that we've been a brand for almost 3 years or 2.5 years now, is that this is the longest thing that women have stuck to. And those women I appreciate so freaking much, because they've committed themselves to it, and they're the ones that see the results a year to 1.5 years later. Sean, you're welcome. Kathleen, thank you. Going to try going lower weights, even though it's hurting my pride. Girl, look, you guys see me, right? You guys know my body looks right? I would take off my sweatshirt, but it's freezing in here. I'm doing 15-pound shoulder presses. Come on, put the ego aside. It doesn't matter about that weight. It matters about over time, you guys progressing, getting stronger with the weight. Yes, sure. But what matters the most is the resistance that you put on the muscle. That's what matters the most. I'm doing it. When I was doing side laterals, I was doing 5 pounds. I'm holding little baby weights, 5 pounds in my hand, and I'm burning. My muscles were burning. So keep that in mind. Let the pride go, put the ego aside, and hit it. Month 11, complete body composition change, the same weight. Yes, Jamie. Yes, baby. Thank you for chiming in here. Yes, guys, seriously, take it from the babes, like especially my VIPs and the Blueprint babes that have been in the program for such a long period of time, that have committed to the program. Like Jamie, like complete body composition change, you get the same weight. That's why, you guys, that's another thing, like another topic for another day, but I've talked and said this so many times, you cannot get hung up over the number, because you guys are building muscle, and that muscle is way more dense than the fat on your body. Composition change is what you guys should all be striving for. And yeah, I know it's hard because sometimes the numbers aren't tangible, and you want to be able to have a number in mind, but that's why I just say I pull back and I say fall in love with your journey. Because when you start getting rid of the numbers and all that jazz, it becomes so much smoother and easier and more enjoyable. Laura, curious, what are those behind you? I'm going to pick one up and hit you guys over the head if you don't listen to me. No, I don't know. I'm in a conference room right now. So they're just pretty design things. I have no idea. Brittany, what is a good goal for weight loss each week? Again, this varies so much for individual. There's no one answer fits all. Everybody's body responds so different. Everybody is going to experience, some people may not lose any weight, but they're dropping in inches. Some people may be not moving in any weight and changing in photos. And you know what I mean? So like, it's hard for me, if I was to answer it broad for everybody, if it was the same thing for everybody across the board, I would say anywhere from a pound and a half to 0.5 to a half of a pound would be a good metric to weight loss, healthy weight loss. Some people, depending on if you're really overweight, can lose like 5 pounds in 1 week because they've dropped a lot of water. So again, if it's a healthy, appropriate, and broadly speaking, it could be anywhere ranging from 0.5 to 1.5. Hey, dear girl, do you have to get mega tiny to see our muscle definition? No, I mean, what I strive for women is not to bring the skinny fat approach. What I strive and why nutrition is so important when you're trying to lean out and be more toned is you're eating a significant amount of protein, which will hold on to your muscle mass while you decrease in body fat / body weight. So no, you do not have to get mega tiny, but again, broadly speaking, that would be my answer. But it's like, okay, what does your body frame look like? Like, are you petite? Are you tiny? Do you actually have to put on some muscle before you really should be doing a cut to reveal the muscle definition? So it can go a lot of ways here. But the goal would not to be to get mega tiny. The goal would be to, if you need to lose the weight, lose the weight, and then come on up, increase your caloric range, and focus on putting on some muscle. Joanna, how much water per day should you be drinking? Do you recommend starting a new exercise program and dieting at the same time? Do you see results from exercising even though you have about 60 pounds to lose? First of all, to answer your first question, I mean, I drink a gallon of water a day. This is what I highly recommend. Drinking a gallon of water a day. Sometimes I even recommend people to drink 2 gallons of water. You should, no matter what, be hitting at least 1 gallon. If you are just yes, just 1 gallon should be that is the answer to that question. Now to answer the other one, do you recommend starting a new exercise program and dieting at the same time? Yeah, you can totally do that. I mean, it depends on where you're coming in from. If you're somebody who needs a little bit more attention to nutrition to get that down first, then I put my attention on that first before you hit it hard with the workout program. Like how I approach it in my blueprint program is in week 2, we get you set up with nutrition and honing in on your macros, which is actually a week before I even pay attention to workouts, because my strategy there is you're going to be eating enough and the right amount for 1 whole week before you really hit it with the workout program, which you're going to need the energy, you're going to need the carbs, you're going to need the stamina for the workout portion of my program. So yes, there's somewhat of a strategy there. You can start them at the same time, but again, it kind of depends on where you're coming in from. Do you see results from exercising even though you have about 60 pounds to lose? Yeah, 100%. Yes. Yes, girl, don't worry about the number. All right, Laura, I just answered that. How long we need to stay in a caloric deficit and how often we should change our calorie for fat loss. So I answered this at the beginning of this video. Actually, it was the first question that I answered. There's one case scenario. All right, if you're in a caloric deficit and you're experiencing body signals, like you're losing your period, you're irritable, you're fatigued, you're hungry all the time, that'd be something that I would pull out of a caloric deficit and start increasing your calories and your macro breakdown appropriately. That's scenario number 1. Scenario number 2 is that you've hit your goal. If you're in a caloric deficit and you've hit your goal, then I would pull out. But I don't recommend, so your question though is how long to stay in one. I don't recommend to stay in a caloric deficit for a long period of time, not being like without any breaks in between. like 8 months to a year, or even, I mean, I'm pushing it with 8 months. And it depends how hard of a caloric deficit you're going in, right? If you're going hard in a caloric deficit and you're eating really low calories and macro breakdown for a long period of time, you will eventually get your metabolism to adapt to that intake. And it would be really hard. Your body will just kick into kind of like survival mode and be like, okay, we're just going to conserve calories right now because, you know, this woman's pretty active. She's doing a lot of activity. We're going to hold on to the calories so she has enough to sustain her energy throughout the day. And you're going to get your body to recognize that low caloric intake. That's why I say pull out of that and come on up and bring your calories up to, you know, 1,500, 1,600, 1,700, whatever fits best for you, so that you're giving your body enough of what it needs. And how often do you change your calorie for fat loss? Again, it kind of depends. Like, so this is my thing. Like, if you are making progress at a specific calorie / macro range and you're steadily losing, you're trending down, or you're seeing results in photos, don't change it. Keep it the same, right? It's working. Don't think like, oh, I need to eat less and eat less and eat less to keep getting results. No, girl, it's working, right? Where you are, if you're trending downward, if you're seeing results, if you're feeling really good, stay where you are. Some people don't need to make an adjustment for like 3 weeks, 4 weeks, 5 weeks. Some people don't make adjustments for 8 weeks, right? It all depends. It's very unique and very different. That's why I built my WarriorBabe Blueprint program. So it's a little bit more in depth on the macro range and knowing how to adjust your macros. Yeah. Now, if you're not making progress and say you kind of stall, you make a plateau, I wouldn't necessarily make any changes right there at that plateau mark, because there could be 1 week that goes by. And if it's just 1 week that you're not making any progress, it's just 1 week, you're still making progress. Okay. Still push it for another week. And maybe like at your second or third week, there's still not results. That's where I would be like, okay, let's turn it around. Let's, cut you down a little bit more. Let's pull back on carbs, pull back on fats, increase in protein. Like, it really depends. But that's how it depends on your situation and how your progress is going. Andrew, if you do more than one workout a day or an extended day of bike riding, how much should you increase your calories? If you guys are going over, an hour of cardio activity, you're doing long runs, you're doing extensive cardio at any point of the day or week, you should be increasing your carb count by like 15%. So, and it's just usually the carbs that you want to increase. So, and keep in mind, guys, too, I talked about this on the last Q&A last week about cardio. And now I'm not pinpointing you, Andrew. I'm just saying this broadly speaking. Guys, cardio, it's not, okay, there's a fine difference between cardio and wanting to build muscle. And you cardio bunnies, if you're doing too much in an activity that requires very little strength and muscle, which is cardio, and you're doing a lot of it, that activity requires burning a lot of calories. Your body is just going to start to adapt to that. And your metabolism is adapting here. So what's going on is your body is recognizing, okay, hey, we're burning a lot of calories here during this activity. We need endurance. We don't need a lot of muscle and strength. So let's learn how to conserve calories by turning down your muscle stores, which muscle is a part of your metabolism. So your metabolism slows down, so they become more efficient at endurance. You become more of an efficient cardio machine, right? Keep that in mind, guys. Like, if people do this, you go onto the treadmill in the gym and you're looking at the amount of calories being burned, but it doesn't matter in that moment how many calories you're burning, because if you keep doing that cardio activity over time, every day, every week, it's over time that your metabolism is slowing down to adapt to being a cardio machine, to adapt being an endurance athlete, right? Your body is conserving calories by turning down muscle and then turning down your metabolism so that you're more efficient at endurance. Okay, the thing with strength training is you're teaching your body, you know, if you're doing workouts that don't really burn many calories, but require strength, require muscle, now your body's like, let's build this muscle. And guys, muscle is what gets you toned. Okay. Muscle is what changes your body composition. It's what gets you toned. Muscle is tone. All right. I just need to put that out there because I know that a lot of them say, I want to get toned. Well, but then they say, well, I don't want to get bulky. But muscle is tone, and we cannot, as women, cannot get bulky. If the only way you're getting bulky is if you're taking steroids. Okay. So, but if you're doing workouts that you're not burning many calories, but you're using your muscle, which is a metabolically active muscle tissue, is a part of your metabolism. It's always constantly burning. I mean, me right now talking to you, because of my muscle mass I have in my body, I am burning calories. All right. So at that point, you're doing those workouts that you're using strength, you're using muscle. Now your body's like, let's build muscle, and we can be less efficient with calories and speed up our burn. All right. So I hope that makes sense to my cardio bunnies that are listening. You don't need to be doing tons of cardio. You shouldn't be doing tons of cardio. If your ultimate goal is to get lean and to be toned and to have a beautiful muscular physique, look strong, cardio is just no. And I don't mean none. Like I mean like 30 minutes, 2 to 3 times, 3 to 4 times a week at a very slow, steady state. None of this HIIT, none of this boot camp, none of this, let's go run on the treadmill for 30 minutes. Yes. Okay. Now, and I'm not saying too, Andrew, like you can't not mountain bike, right? Just make sure. Okay. So let me also pull this in. I'm not saying change up your lifestyle completely. I get the cardio high. I get the running, like all that jazz. You can make it work. You just got to make sure that you're eating enough. And that's where you want to increase your carb count by like 25, 50 grams, depending on how many hours you're out there doing that mountain biking. Right? So like by 15% increase those carb count. Thank you. You are amazing. Cool. Thank you, babe. Appreciate it. Thank you so much. You're welcome. Cardio works against us. Tough concept to learn. Yeah. Literally what I just said is probably like a mind fuck. Probably is a mind fuck. I mean, it was for me when I was doing 2 half marathons in a cardio machine, thinking that was what was going to get me the body that I wanted, and didn't know that strength training was so, it was the way, like it was so serious. Like you really got to put resistance to the body and do the strength training workouts. Andrea, thank you so much. I really want to be toned and muscular, but love mountain bike. Yeah. Okay. I just answered that, but yeah, so that's, I hope that cardio tidbit helped there, you guys. Reevaluate your goals if it's and the systems that you're putting into place, so that you're doing the right things that will get you to be lean and toned and muscular and strong. All right, you guys, I'm going to probably be closing down this Q&A in just a little bit, like 5-10 more minutes. So now is the time. Fire away with any last questions that you guys want to drop in the comment box before I do tune out off of this time here and hanging out with you guys. Martha, I'm not moving at all. Afraid to go to the gym. I feel awful inside and out. So Martha, I mean, again, kind of what I said to somebody earlier that brought this up is this is your programming, this is your conditioning, this is your mindset, right? If what's not working for you right now by the mindset that you're approaching the entire situation, you are the one that has to change that. You are the one that has to approach it differently. I mean, it sounds so harsh. I'm just very blunt. And this is how I am with all of my coaching and the way that I help people and how I transform people. It's not just from the physical standpoint. It's from the mental too as well. And you have to be the one to, first of all, change happens on one's accord. So you have to be the one to want to do it. Right. And yeah, just as Yana said, you got this. This is your journey. Cool. And you're not offended. Cool. Dope. I love that. Because really what's going to get you to move is the blunt truth, right? So how bad do you want it? How bad do you want to turn your life around? How bad do you want these goals, right? Obviously, if and this is another thing too, if you want your goals, but you're still not in that, you're still in that limbo area of not moving, your goals aren't big enough. Your goals are not big enough. So make them bigger, make them exciting, make them worth you getting up and wanting to really take action. And look, the starting point is the hardest point. You are going to meet so much resistance. Your ego is going to get in the way. You're going to be held back by your current identity, because you really are doing like a shift. You are shifting to be more healthy, to have a better lifestyle, to do workouts, which is not something that you've either have done or haven't done in a while. So you really have to shift your perspective and think from the end. Think of the goal that you want to accomplish and think about how that person would respond right now, right? If you're already there at the end, you can envision the goal that you want to have. You can envision that person. Well, what is she doing? She's not making excuses. She's getting her ass to the gym. She's eating healthier. She's being more positive. She looks at her body as it's changing and is happy about it. And the moment that you start putting that into place, that's where you'll start being able to take the actions that are necessary to get you to that goal. Is it okay to do 10K steps every day to increase your NEAT? Absolutely. I love walking along with my workout. Absolutely. I recommend, especially now with a lot of people working from home and COVID and everything like that, definitely hit the 10 or 5, like at least 7K to 10K steps. Absolutely. Heather, if I don't lift on a cheat meal day, is that bad? Like with Christmas next week, I don't lift on Friday. Should I switch my days to the week? No, that's totally fine. Joanna, is this going to be on replay? Yes. Just clicked off and came back on and heard the end of what you were saying about cardio and strength training. Yes, babe. Yes, it will be on replay, and definitely kind of take note where you clicked out minute-wise so you can go back and listen, because I just dropped some bombs. Y'all never should tune out. You never know what I'm going to say next. You really could need to hear it, right? That's what I say to my groups, to my Facebook groups, to the WarriorBabe Revolution, to the Blueprint, to the VIP. You know, I have these calls weekly. I have my Blueprint next in 15 minutes. I have my VIP calls once a week with my entire community. I'm like, guys, plug in, listen to everything that I am saying, because at some moment, there's going to be an aha moment. It's going to be what you needed to hear. So the way I like to say this is, I do this every week at 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Okay. Plug in, be here, show up. You're not even I'm hosting this through my Facebook page, so it's free. You're getting free knowledge here right now. So show up. Lisa, lifting hard daily, alternating upper body and lower body for 3 months. Not much of a change. Help. Are you WarriorBabe? We change our monthly workout programs every month. And guys, look, listen too as well. Like, how's your macros? You know, your macros dialed in? Are your macros consistent? Guarantee, like, you know, if not, it needs to be changed. Some things need to be moved. And I talked about this in my VIP program yesterday. You know, it's not necessarily like if you don't feel sore in your workouts, like being sore is not an indicator of your progress. Progress is an indicator of your progress. So if you are increasingly getting stronger over time, that is progress. All right. So keep that in mind. So if you feel stronger, Lisa, and you feel good and you feel like you're lifting heavier on a weekly basis, you are progressing. Now, if your nutrition isn't dialed in, get your nutrition dialed in. Lisa, any suggestions for mobility? I think I could lift heavier, but feel limited by mobility. I am so bad at this. And I've tried, I don't know why I can't. It's like something that I just need to break through to just sit down and stretch, but stretching is so boring. So until somebody figures out how to make stretching fun, no, I need to do it. But, what I was doing like morning yoga for like 15 minutes. foam. I just asked my parents for a bunch of foam rollers for Christmas, so that maybe that would make me do it. But it comes down to stretching. It comes down to making the time. That's probably the first thing that I would need to do. Make the time to do it. Beth, Lisa, I can tell you, I didn't see any change for a long time, even doing workouts, macros, etc., like 4 to 5 months, and all of a sudden hit me. I'm getting ripped. Yay. Yeah. For real, guys. Like, that's what I mean. Like, that's why I am so adamant about saying, like, you may not see the results that you think you're going to see until 6 months, until 12 months, until 18 months. Like, it will just hit if you just, it's a compound effect. It is a legitimate, hands down compound effect. Look, guys, right now, if this is resonating with you, if you've been on this entire time and everything I'm saying right now is making sense, share this, because this method, I'm just one person, but you guys are like 40, 50 plus are tuning into this right now. Share this with other women. Put it on your page so other women can hear it. This needs to get out there. The cardio, the lifting, the macros, like the changing of the body composition, it is not preached in the fitness industry, especially in the women's world. Like, guys have it. Guys have the truth. All right. But for us, like, I'm trying to bring it to women to know that, like, you got to eat more, you've got to do less cardio, you've got to put the time in, you've got to let it sit for 6 months. Like, you've got to allow the compound effect to really hit it, to really set in. All right. So share this right now, share it, hit the little share button. Good, Lisa, yes, increasing weights, cool. It will happen. Don't give up. Yes. Thank you, Beth, babe. And plus, it's so good to hear. And I'm sure Cheryl will chime in. What's up, Cheryl? What's up, babe? If you guys didn't get to watch my most recent interview with a current WarriorBabe, which is Cheryl in our most recent YouTube video, I would go check it out, YouTube WarriorBabe. And Cheryl's 56 years old, eating now 485 grams of carbs. In that video, she was at 435. But yeah, so it's really cool. It's really good to see other women saying this, because I can preach it so much because I'm living proof of it. I've helped thousands of women transform their bodies, but it's really dope to hear on this Q&A that, like, you guys get it too. And then you guys sharing that with women, and like, it helps, it encourages. Like, that's what I'm all about: support, encouragement, and being real. Okay, it's not going to happen overnight. It's not going to happen in 2 weeks. It's not going to happen in 3 weeks, but guarantee you, if you come back in a year from now and talk to me, you're going to be seeing changes. If you've been consistent, you put in the work. It's compound effect. It is a legitimate compound effect. All right, cool. I got 11 minutes until I got to hop onto my blueprint Q&A. So I'm going to close down the Q&A here with you guys. It's been so much fun hanging out with you. I appreciate you all. Thank you for tuning in, and for my followers on Facebook and then the Warrior Babes in the community. You all rock. Keep up the good work. I will be here next Wednesday, which is a day before Christmas. I will be showing up to do another Q&A with you all. And yeah, so be here, plug in. That'll be a good time to talk about holidays. How do we approach it? What should we do? How not feel guilty, how to get right back on track. That would probably be the whole premise of next Wednesday. So 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Show up, guys. Plug in. All right, cool. Have a good rest of your day. See you guys.